Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Survivors Complex. We are here with our skeleton crew today, which we should definitely name this the next stream we do. Ready to play some fun D&D. We had a couple people that won't be making it this week, obviously, as you can see. Kyle and Sarah are both out of town, and we're just going to keep the ball rolling here and hopefully not kill them in the process. I don't think we have any announcements before we get started. Savannah?
I have an announcement. Well, YouPickGaming has an announcement. So we just announced on Twitter this week that we are potentially looking to add some more content to the channel. So if anybody out there has an awesome game or group that they are interested in streaming and you want to be a part of our channel, let us know. Reach out to one of us or to YouPickGaming on Twitter, and you might see your face up here.
It's only a $10,000 initial fee to get in the door, and then it's another 10 installments of $500 over the year. You can space those out however you want.
Or Bitcoin.
You'll just make that check out to Survivors Complex or to Sean directly and send to me. I'll put my address up later on, and so no, I'm just messing.
In real life, please, if you're interested in streaming with us, let us know so we can chat with you about it. Cool kids out there.
The other thing is we had our first episode of Wonderworld on last Tuesday. I think it went great. I don't know. I think people enjoyed it.
It was really fun. We had an awesome time.
Yeah, we had fun. I don't know if anybody watching it did. No, I think it was a lot of fun. It was a new system, Cypher system, if anybody's familiar with it. And yeah, I don't think there's a lot of people out there streaming it, and so if you're interested in looking at new systems and stuff, check it out.
Come watch us not know how to play a new game.
Yeah, it's on YouTube right now, and we'll be having our next episode on the 12th of September. Not this month. That would be today.
Surprise, we're not
surprise.
We're doing a superhero game.
But yeah, we'll have a rotating cast of characters, people coming in and out since we're doing them month by month, and we'll kind of play it by ear going in the future. But yeah, otherwise, I think that's it. We're all at a loss here because there's so few of us. We have no direction. People are going to die today. We're going to see. I don't know what I'm doing. I have nothing prepared. So let's get started.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Last time on Survivors Complex, the party had just defeated the Knoll war tribe that had occupied the ruins of the City of Glass with the help of the Tabaxi nations that had come together to oust the Knolls that had occupied their part of the Tabaxi territory, reaching some semblance of peace once again. Your group then said a sort of tearful goodbye to one of your party members, Barb, who decided to leave your group for a little while to train with the Tabaxi in Graldar. They seem to be sort of enthralled with her battle prowess. You took that, after goodbyes, you took the opportunity to teleport back to the City of 10,000 Steps, where you recuperated. You had a bit of an encounter with Storm, the leader or one of the council members of the Tabaxi Grand Council, who inferred to you that they were aware, the council was aware of the disappearance of the speaking stone or the singing stones, and that mysterious sort of entities, powerful entities within the region or the territory of Graldar had approached the council, telling them to be on the lookout for a group of individuals much like yourselves. You took the not so subtle hint, deciding to go ahead and take your leave, let things cool off here before returning, knowing that the Glyhid that Den had reached out to would take care of the portal in the City of Crawling Mists. You began making your way towards the northwest, towards the Sharpthorn village, which Star calls home. You met many of the individuals of the village that had influenced the young Tabaxi throughout his life. Had some exciting moments fishing and sort of learning a bit more about Tabaxi culture and outside of the city. Star, you had some conversations with some people who you hadn't seen in a while. Some people changing over the years that you've been gone. And you were able to ask your mother some questions that had been plaguing you for some time. Asking her questions about your father and his whereabouts. And the last sort of scene there was with your mother telling you that your father had much of this sort of wanderlust, same as yourself, had left the city shortly after your mother had found that she was pregnant, and had left behind a single token saying that he was going to be traveling with a group of sailors or pirates that had made their way to Groudar in the recent months. And your mother gave you this token, this coin, gold coin with a set of scales balanced upon a knife. Taking that, saying your farewells and promises to return, your group picked up their belongings and began making their way the rest of the distance through the Pass of the Rising Sun towards Storm's Tower, where you hope to find some adventure and some excitement while you wait for the Fury Pirates, Den's pirate gang, to arrive and whisk you off to faraway lands. So that's where we pick up here today, with a few weeks travel through the Pass of the Rising Sun, following up the shores near Last Shadow Bay, and heading north towards Storm's Tower. Much of the terrain is similar to what you've experienced thus far. You recognize some of the looming hillsides to the north as the ones that you came down through in Farcomer's Pass during your first excursion into Groudar through Fort Harrington. Though this time, with each rise, you can see out in the far distance to the west the rolling oceans and the spray of the sea against the cliffs casting up in the setting sun. Is there anything anybody wishes to do during this travel?
Actually, yes, there is. At one point during our little travel, I will get the little coin token I got and show it to Den, and just ask, so have you seen anything like this before?
Can I take it?
Mm-hmm.
I look at it. Do I know what it is? I know what it is, right?
We talked about it before, yeah. You know what it is.
Where did you get this?
My mother said it belonged to my father before he just upped and left.
That would explain a lot about why he left. I hand it back to him.
So, what is it?
That is a trinket of the gold pirates.
They're one of the ones the prince was talking about, the one that had like a golden ship or something?
The golden ship. He calls himself Captain Gold. Yeah.
And I will say, it's the Gleaming Pirates.
Gleaming Pirates.
Yeah.
There's too many names.
Well, hopefully I'll find out more when we get to Port Onrix.
They have quite a reputation.
What kind of reputation?
Well, I mean, Captain Gold is kind of... I don't know. I mean, all pirates like money and stuff, but they're a bit greedy. He's a bit flashy.
Greedy, flashy, another tabaxi like me. Sounds like we'll have a fun time when we actually get there.
Have I ever seen any, like, tabaxi pirates? Ever?
Maybe like one or two, or you might have heard of one or two. I mean, the tabaxi have just recently sort of integrated into most of like Sarthian societies, or begin to like immigrate across Sarthia. So there aren't too many out there, but you might have heard of one.
I have to say, there aren't many tabaxi sailors. Even fewer tabaxi pirates, so can't be that hard to find.
Just have to find the right person to ask and maybe the right kind of bribe.
I know a lot of people that know a lot of people, so we're going the right way if you want to find him.
There's a lot of things I need to catch up on with him, not exactly pleasant, as it were.
I take it you didn't know your dad at all?
He walked out before I was born.
Well, who knows? Maybe he's like a really cool guy.
Maybe.
You know, people have different ideas about responsibilities, I guess.
I guess so. I say as I'm about to leave my country for I have no idea how long again.
I've been there. At least you said goodbye to your family.
At least this time I did it properly.
If he can be found, we'll find him.
Somewhere. It'll be good to see more of the world.
You guys are gonna love the port. It's really awesome.
All right. And Den, if there was anything else you want to tell him, I can relay a little bit more information about the pirates that you might know.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
They're
you
not,
would
I
also.
mean, Big Captain Gold's not trying to hide himself.
No, they're not. They're not secretive. No, the Gleaming Pirates are. I mean, they have a fleet of over 100 ships. They're one of the largest pirate crews in Sarthia, one of the founding members of the Tribunal of Six before it splintered. You know that Captain Gold is a half-elf. Looks to be in his middle of his life, mid-years.
He's like Sadell, but very. Well, I was gonna say, but very shiny, but Sadell's very shiny now.
Yeah.
He's not like Sadell.
But from what you hear, he's been around for hundreds of years at this point, and has been the head of the crew in that entire time, not really changing or aging along the way. There's a lot of rumors about who he is and all that.
No one knows how he does it.
Yeah. The flagship is called the Diamond. And it's just like a massive monstrosity of gold-plated, just
nonsense.
Yeah.
They're nonsense pirates.
Yeah. But that's sort of all you know is a member that's not a member of a different crew. But as you continue following the coastline to the north, crossing the rivers that lead out to the ocean along the way, the the coastline grows a little more flat. The trees a little bit less dense. You begin to see some of the cliff sides as you follow the coast, stretching out towards the north. As you pass about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks of travel, heading north, finally towards the first 2 hours of travel on one of the last days, you crest a ridge and you can see out over some of the rolling hillsides and the plains to the north. Section of the land sort of swells up with this large, prominent hillside, and atop it you see a rather unimpressive gray stone tower with a red roof, just piercing up towards the sky. Nothing apparently mystical or odd about it, but there is a tower out in the middle of the forests here, and you're about in the right location. As you approach and you come down the hillsides, you can see that scattered around the base of the tower, probably a quarter of a mile down the hill, there are some colorful tents set up, maybe half a dozen of them, near the base of this hillside.
Do I recognize these tents at all by like their construction? Are they tabaxi ones?
They don't appear to be tabaxi. They look more like tents you'd see from like a Randall and like human construction.
Do any of us recognize them?
I mean, they're tents. They're
or just they don't have like a big sigil on the side.
No, there's no big like crest or
this
anything.
This isn't Game of Thrones.
They're just like no. They're just like they're colorful like striped tents with like greens and reds and yellows, very extravagant and over the top. They don't look like soldier encampments. They look like rich, pompous asshole tents.
Great. Who's that?
No foreshadowing there.
I don't know. They look like a rich, pompous asshole, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we could always go find out.
Gnolls don't like rainbow tents, do they?
I don't think a Gnoll even knows what a tent is.
Fair enough. Go on, Sadell, you're good at talking. I push him forward, start walking towards the tents.
Okay.
Okay.
But I don't push him too hard because I don't want to hurt his knee.
Thanks.
You push Sadell forward as you sort of stumble down the hill, but thankfully not hurting her knee as you make your way up towards the tents. As you make your way forward, you hear this sort of jovial or lively music emanating from this cluster of tents, and you can see there is a small grouping of minstrels sitting there, just like strumming away, while a few other individuals stand around a table, drinking from a cask of wine and laughing amongst themselves.
Have they seen us yet?
They don't seem to have noticed you yet as you're approaching. Do you do anything to like get their attention before you walk up on them, or?
Well, I tried.
I'll walk forward with him.
As he turns around and says that, you see one of the men with his like bronze cup of wine turn around, some of it sloshing out. He looks over towards all of you, sort of scampers back a bit. There are people here. Who are you? Why are you here?
It's the guy who's friends with the people who are throwing the party, but he doesn't actually live there.
We're the police, and we got a noise complaint from your neighbors.
Hello.
So we're going to have to ask you to quiet down.
We're just passing through.
Well, would you like a drink?
I'll pass, thank you.
All right. Good day, then. And he goes back, and everyone around the table is sort of staring at you, very, worried as they're slowly making their way towards the tent. None of them look like warriors. None of them are drawing swords, though some of them are wearing swords. But they look very afraid of you.
Sorry to bother you.
At that moment, the tent sort of furls a bit and just whoosh opens, and you see a man step out in prominent sort of a green doublet with furled or ruffled shoulders. He wears a large wide-brimmed matching green hat with a feather on the side, has a pronounced black goatee speckled with silver in it, dignifying him and showing a little bit of his age. And he steps out and begins to say something towards everyone there and looks, seeing all of you. Welcome! What? Are you travelers here?
Yes.
Do you come from the lands beyond? I haven't gone very far. Please, guests are welcome within our tents here. I do not wish to be rude. He comes stepping up towards you. I have not had much opportunity to interact with the locals yet.
Well, I'm not from here.
I am.
Yeah, he is.
He looks towards you. Star says, are you one of the Tabaxi folk?
Yes, I am.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am, I'm Venturer Alfred Bernard Tross. It is a pleasure to meet you.
I'm pleased to meet you as well.
I see you speak the common tongue. I wasn't expecting that. I would like to ask you some questions about your land. I haven't been here we've been here for a while. We haven't had much of a chance to travel inward yet. But please, come, drink, eat. We have plenty here.
We've been traveling for a while. We graciously accept.
Good. Come in. The rest of you move. You've had enough. And he sort of scatters everyone away from the table and beckons you to come and enjoy.
All right.
Sure, thanks.
All right. He pulls you along and smiling to all of you, playing a gracious host, pouring you cups of wine, and he looking to Den. He says, "You're Triton, right?"
Yes.
Do I detect a Nelsrian accent?
Yeah, sure.
I haven't been to Bolivar in some time, and I've only encountered a handful of Tritons, but I have an ear for dialects.
All right.
You don't say much, do you?
Not usually.
Well, that's fine.
I've got one hand on the flail that's got made of skulls.
Oh, that's rather gruesome looking weapon there. But you look like a capable warrior, as many I've found Triton are. I would be honored to speak with you as well about your people. I have some writings on the Triton. I haven't had the luxury of traveling to a protectorate myself. It's a difficult journey to make. Anyway, he turns away from Den, kind of awkward by the encounter and her lack of interest, and he looks over towards you, Sadel, and says, "And of course, you must be a Randolian, right? I can tell by the clothing and the little bit of an accent. You must be from the southern shores there."
Yep, South Harbor.
South Harbor, of course. I've spent some time there. How is the city these days?
Well, I haven't been there in some time. I've been traveling around, but, prospering is normal.
well, not too ravaged by the war effort, I assume. I know the Evrandalian armies have made their way through there and taking some resources from the city. It's good to see that they are still prospering even in these dark times.
Yep.
What was your name again?
Well, my title is Venturer, but you may call me Alfred Bernard Tross. Or just Alfred, or some call me Bernard.
Hello, Alfred.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. What is your name?
Den.
Den. A pleasure to meet you, Den.
Just Den.
Just Den. All right. And you, sir?
Sadel.
Sadel. And you, my friend, as he turns to Star.
I am Star shining between the storm clouds of the swaying tree clan, or you can just call me Star.
That is a fascinating name. You'll have to tell me the lexiconological origins of that name. I would be very interested to hear and to learn more about the naming. Actually, one second, and he reaches down and sort of picks up ruffles through a bag on the ground, pulls out a large leather-bound tome, flips a few pages in, pulling a piece of charcoal out from a packet or a pouch on the side on his hip, and begins to scroll. And he says, "And what was the name? Star shining through the
storm clouds.
Storm clouds of the
swaying tree clan.
Swaying tree clan."
Do you have trouble remembering people's names? Al.
No, it's I just want to make sure that I had it correct. I did not mean to offend any of you.
I was just curious.
No.
I've just never seen somebody like write someone's name down when they met them.
Well,
is that like something you do in your country?
Yeah. No, it's more of my passion. I'm a venturer. I've traveled the lands and met many people, and my books have adorned many of the prominent holds of many continents and cities. I'm a bit of an explorer, is the simple way to put it. I make my life finding places, exploring things, bringing treasures back to share with the masses.
Cool.
So, where are you from?
Oh, I'm from all over, but I originally called Valeforge home. I was from a small village outside of Sun's Rest there, where I grew up. Small fishing clan, didn't have many aspects or aspirations in life, but I made my way out of there and across the seas, found myself a ship, and here I am.
I think some of us can relate to that.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet all of you. I'm glad to finally see some new faces after being stuck here for so long.
So, why haven't you traveled further inland?
Well, we came here specifically for a reason. You see, and as he says that, there's kind of a as a bolt of lightning strikes near the tower behind him, and he jumps for a second. Oh!
I didn't do it.
Sorry. That's still frightening. We've been here for a few weeks now, and, well, do you know what this tower is? Have you heard of it?
Storm's Tower.
Storm's Tower, that is correct.
I look at Star like, yeah, I listen.
Well, I don't know if you know the legends of this tower, but it is said that within resides a very powerful wizard of sorts, an evoker by the name of Halbert Kane, who has resided in that tower for many decades now. And, well, we're here to have an audience with him and learn some of the secrets that he holds there. But we haven't been able to get to the front door yet.
Because of the
because of
That's unfortunate.
Yes, it's been a rather gruesome endeavor. We've lost a few of my retinue along the way.
Your what?
My retinue, my retainers, my traveling companions. A few, Jeremy tried to make a run for it, and, we haven't been able to retrieve the body yet.
Poor Jeremy.
Yes. I've written a letter home. I hope it's found his wife. Anyway, such grim tidings. I don't wish to get into all that, but it's rumored. Evoker Herbert Kane is the only man that I believe has traveled the world more thoroughly than I have, and it is legend that he holds within that tower all the secrets of Sarthia. And I'm looking to see if I can ask him some questions.
Can I insight check this guy? This has gone on long enough.
Sure. Yes, you can.
23.
23. There is no sign of deception. He is an open book. You wonder if he's even capable of lying.
Okay.
Given how much he rambles.
Yeah. You're super muted.
God damn. One day I'll remember to not do that.
It's so much more fun to just let you talk, though.
I'm just going to lean over to Sadell and whisper into Baxi. He seems like a real asshole.
And back into Baxi. Well, not even into Baxi. I just kind of go, mm-hmm.
He kind of looks towards Star. Says, "Is that a Tabaxi tongue? I haven't heard that yet. Could you say that again?"
I say the exact same sentence again.
He begins to sort of repeat it. He says, "That is a lovely language. You must teach me more. If we have the time, of course. I don't wish to take up much of it. You all seem like busy people. Where are you heading to, by the way?"
We're meeting a ship at the coast.
Oh, well, you're welcome to stay here for as long as you need, since we're on the coast. But good. Maybe you can help us in our quandary here?
Well, we did come to see the tower.
Oh, well, as luck would have it, so are we, so maybe we can help each other. All we need to do is speak with the wizard who lives there, if there is one living there still.
And this wizard, you said he's a wizard of...
Evocation. Lightning, fire, boom zap, explosions.
Okay, I understand the word lightning.
Oh.
I hold up my hand and do a little, lightning bolts through the webs. I have web fingers.
That is some... Can all Triton do that?
No.
Oh. Well, you must tell me, are you a practitioner of the arcane arts?
I'm sort of a priest type deal.
Oh, of what religion? I feel I know some of the Triton deities, but
I don't worship Triton gods.
Oh, so one of the Sarthian pantheon, then?
Seraphine.
Seraphine, all right. Under Alarius?
Yeah.
It has been some time since I've studied my scripture, but I think I still remember some of the names rattling around up here.
Congratulations.
Well, so I don't know if you have any ideas on how we could get to the tower. If you have an affinity for such things, perhaps you could reach the front doors without getting barbecued.
I could try.
All right. Trying is better than doing nothing, which is all that we've been doing for the past 2 weeks.
I just look at Sadell and Star. You guys want to see the tower, right?
Yep.
We wanted to see what it was all about.
Maybe we should try to talk to this wizard.
Let's go then. I'm sure there's some way in. Somewhere
yeah, let's do that right now.
Getting barbecued. But yeah, let's try and get in right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll watch.
You stay here.
All right.
Ow.
Well, best of luck then. He kind of scoots up behind you as you're walking past and looks towards some of his other retainers and says, "Come on, they're going to try. I mean, she does the lightning thing. I think she might be able to get through." And kind of comes up behind him, but they all stop after a certain perimeter, like right at the edge of their tents, and just are sort of watching as you begin moving up the hill.
As soon as we're like far enough away where I think we're out of earshot, I'm like, oh, gods. Who is this guy? Why does he exist?
I don't know, but he does too much talking.
We're never gonna go talk to the people in the tents ever again.
No, please no.
We see people in tents.
When we're in the tower, hopefully that'll be it.
Yeah, well, you know, if we die along the way, at least we don't have to hear our talk anymore.
True.
All right. As you're walking up the hill, you begin to approach, getting closer and closer. You can see this is a fairly large tower. The perspective that you're looking at it from a ways off it sort of gave you the impression that it was a rather smaller hill with a small tower upon it. But as you begin to approach, this thing stands 50, 60 feet high, probably 40 feet at the base is sort of a massive, or 40 feet around at the base. I'm bad with measurements. Circumference. Probably bigger than that. I'm bad with math, but it's a tower. It's a big tower. You begin to approach, and you can see on the grass around you in different spots, there are large sort of dead areas of grass in circles around, charred at the edges.
How often is lightning striking?
It hasn't struck again since you have been standing here.
Not like every 2 minutes there's lightning.
No, there doesn't seem to be like a pattern to it. And you can see about maybe 50 feet ahead of you, there is a lump on the ground, about person-sized.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
So who's taking the lead here?
Dan, I think you should go first, and I push up.
All right.
Dan, you're kind of pushed forward.
Can I try the? Are there actual storm clouds?
No.
No? Okay. That nixes 90% of my theories. Can I just... I'll go a little bit forward. Poor Jeremy. Can I just watch for a bit, a couple of minutes, to see if maybe lightning strikes again, or if we could tell, is it coming from the tower? Is it coming from the sky?
Okay. Make a perception check.
Wait. $28. That's a natural 20.
20. You see through the tower. As you stay there sort of towards the edge for a minute and just wait for a little bit. You watch very closely at the tower. And as you do, you do see a faint sparking near the top of it for just an instant before there's a flash and you see a bolt of lightning come striking down, seemingly from nothing. And it hits about 60 yards away from you, sort of to like a 20-degree angle from the tower ahead of you. Just hits the ground. It's a clap of thunder just roaring in your ears.
So it is thunder and lightning?
Yeah.
Interesting. You guys see that? There's something up there. Don't know if it's a wizard or something else, but somebody is doing that.
Do you think it's safe to just try and make a run for the door, or?
I mean, I'm not seeing, like, a pattern or anything. I'm afraid he might just zap us, which I can take, but, you know, worry about you, little ones. I say to two people who are definitely taller than me. Sadell, you looked like you were gonna say something.
I'm just thinking really hard.
Like you do.
Sean, is Didar with us?
Yeah, Didar is with you. He's sort of falling behind with Lil and Lucius right now, who managed to stay in the back and avoid a lot of the awkwardness.
I think Didar should hang back.
I'm sure Al could ask him a lot of questions.
Yeah, I don't really want to put him through that, though.
He's strong.
And I'm gonna tell Didar to hang back because a big metal, basically lightning rod at this point, probably shouldn't be near this tower.
Okay, so Didar kind of leans to back away, seeming a little bit irritated not staying with you to protect you, as he is programmed to do.
Probably for the best. He probably won't fit in the tower anyway.
Well, I'd be willing to take a shot at it.
At this point, Lil kind of comes up. She says, I should probably stay back too. I can't move that fast, and
Lil, do you have a cold?
I'm just not feeling it. I can't do this voice.
It's a very specific voice.
I can't. I should probably stay back. I'm not feeling like I can run as fast as any of you.
Oh, that's true.
Lightning and all that.
I bet Didar would love the company.
Yeah, if you don't mind making sure they don't mess with him too much.
I'll do that. I don't really want to talk to any of them, but I'll at least make sure they don't mess with him. Then she goes back.
How far away is like the tower, or if we can see it, the door to the tower?
Probably about maybe like 200 feet.
So I can probably move the fastest out of all of us. Say we wait for the next bolt of lightning to strike and I make a run for it. If it goes bad, Den can try and pull me out.
I did pull you out of that moonbeam. You don't remember that.
I just remember pain and then not having a hand.
Yeah. That was a bad day. All right. Or, I mean, if we want, I guess if we wait for the next bolt, we could all make a run for it. As long as we're not grouped up.
Yeah, it'd probably be a better idea if we all went together.
Seems fair.
Just don't hold your hand above your head.
I'll just go run to the tower like this.
So that's what we're doing.
Unless we have a better plan.
No, this is a terrible plan, but let's do it. Lil's not coming to tell us it's a bad plan.
All right, so the three of you are going to spread out and then just dart towards the tower.
Well, we're going to wait. So we're going to spread out. We're going to wait as soon as the next lightning bolt hits.
Okay.
We're going to run.
Okay. And Star, how fast can you move in one round?
On the first round, max first round, it would be 90. Like, if you're talking per round, it would be 90 feet because I've got the Feline's talent lets me do an extra 30 feet.
Okay.
But
with dashing?
Then after that, it'd just be 60 as normal until I made it to the tower.
Okay.
Okay, wait, before we go, though, is there a door on the tower?
Yeah, there does seem to be an archway towards the bottom that indicates there is a door there.
I see Dylan down there laughing. I don't want to get over there and have no way to get in.
Yeah, there does look like there's probably some space where there would be an entrance.
Awesome. Let's do the terrible plan.
All right, so the three of you spread out, each taking a different point near the base. You wait. One lightning bolt strikes, and you all begin to sprint forward like a shot going off at a race. As you go racing towards the tower, you can see the sparks dissipating from the lightning. Den, you have the highest, I think, passive perception. I don't know, between you and Star.
Mine's an 18.
18?
Mine's only 17.
17, okay. So, and you would see this too, Star, with the 17. The two of you notice that almost instantly, the top of the tower begins to spark again as you about past the point where you see that dead body on the ground. And there is this sort of frail dead body sort of contorted there, all charred like it had been hit by a bolt of lightning, which you see some electricity beginning to arc off the top of the tower. And it's going to hit 1, 2, 3. Sadel, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I automatically succeed.
You're going to do it. Okay.
Yep, I'm just going to go ahead and use it.
Bolt of lightning goes down, and you see Sadel just leap out of the way, rolling across the ground as the area that he was standing on is suddenly blackened and charred. You managing to avoid the bolt entirely. Much more dramatic music here. As you all begin to race forward further, Star, you kind of begin to coast ahead of everyone else, having a bit more movement speed. As you get almost to the halfway point, Star, and then the rest of you kind of still probably another 15 or so seconds of dashing to get there. You see the top of the tower begin to spark again, and another bolt comes off. Sadel, I need you to make another dexterity saving throw. I'm rolling these. I'm not choosing who gets struck.
Let me just make sure I don't have another way out of this.
Oh, look at this portable lightning rod he had all of a sudden.
Whoa. Oh, no, I forgot. I'm wearing a rubber suit. So, I'm fine.
Oh, I forgot about that. I'm sorry.
Aren't we playing Super
Make a dexterity saving throw.
11.
Not enough.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
You take 11 points of lightning damage. As the bolt strikes Sadel, you see him, the electricity coursing through him as he continues to sort of push forward, not being killed outright by the lightning, but definitely feeling that. As you all continue forward that round, you can only move 60 feet this round, Star. You move up to get within one more dash towards the tower. The rest of you crossing that halfway point. There's another.
I swear to God.
Which one though?
Star, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I don't like that both of our names start with S.
I was muted. 16.
That's a success. You also leap out of the way.
0 damage because I've got the evasion thing.
Okay, it's 0 damage anyway because it's it's an all or nothing. But
he heals.
He heals. It suddenly bolstered. It absorbs the lightning. Star, you leap out of the way, seeing the lightning bolt coming as you're making that last sprint towards the tower. Star, do you go straight towards like this archway here?
I'm going straight in.
Okay. You go rushing towards the archway. You can see there's about like a 5-foot break there that's covered, and you see a door beyond. Looks like a solid oak door currently closed. You go rushing in there, seemingly out of sight from the lightning. The other two of you are still a little ways off. I think you're still dashing one more round.
Do I see it happening again?
Yes.
I take Sadell and I shove him towards the door.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
15.
Okay, Sado, you feel kind of like lift up for a second as you are hurled towards the door. You go landing face first, just on the outside of the edge. You're just on the ground, and then can just crawl inside as fast as if you want to go inside. That is.
Yep.
Okay.
Might as well.
Den, you see the bolt arc its way towards you, kind of sneaking down from the top of the tower. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
It's not going to be good. 11.
As a fail. So you take 13 points of lightning damage. As the bolt hits you, you then push forward, running the rest of the way into the tower, just as one last bolt of lightning hits the ground behind you as you're all kind of crammed into this little archway here where this door stands.
I'm going to open the door so we've got a bit more space.
Okay, you go to open the door's locked.
I will pick the lock on the door.
All right.
That. 25.
25, nice. You go. The door opens. There's then a flash in front of you as flames seem to engulf the vicinity around you. I need you to make another dexterity saving throw. The three of you. So you're all in this small area.
8.
17.
5.
Okay, Star, you succeed, so you can take no damage on this.
This is what I get for just not doing the first one.
The rest of you take 13 points of fire damage.
We thought you said 30.
13 points of fire damage. As this archway just engulfed in flames. Star, you're able to actually roll through the door and get around it enough so that the flames blast outwards towards your friends. The rest you see Star just kind of peek around from the other side, unaffected by the flames.
You okay?
Yep.
No!
How are we doing? But we look better than Jeremy.
Yep. On a scale of 1 to 52, I'm about a 28.
That's a lot of numbers you just said. Should we maybe take a minute?
It's up to you. You hear a voice echoing up the hillside behind you. "Oh, you all right? Did you survive?"
Yep.
"Good. Now just turn off whatever's going on in there.
Yep. Okay.
Great job. Don't let the wizard kill you."
Nope. See you in a bit. I close the door.
All right, bye.
This guy. I'm really good at, two things. One of them is reading people, and I feel like he's not messing with us. And that bothers me. That's his real personality.
He's just a fool.
Yeah. Listen, there are things I don't know. I'm shit at reading and numbers and general smart people things. If I ever start acting like that, please, just right off the cliff.
I'll keep that in mind.
It's so annoying.
So are you healing people, Den, or are you guys going to try to take a rest? As you're pushing through the door, you now stand in the bottom level of the tower. You can see it is much nicer on the inside than it was on the outside. Marble floors in front of you, immaculately clean, with a beautifully stitched red carpet with this elaborate foreign sort of pattern on it. Looks to be something from perhaps Balavar, based on its design, the aesthetic of it, and you don't really have too much of an eye for these sorts of things, but it does look like something you might have seen in a noble's house in Balavar before. Yeah. Yeah, it's something you might have seen there. There are murals along the walls depicting ancient battles of gods and men, all in different artistic styles. Some of them hailing from, looks like, in Vrandalian culture, other ones from Ishfornan culture, and the others that look like they're from Valeforge, all over the world, just bits and pieces of many different cultures here. And then far across the room, there's this sort of massive, looks like suit of armor almost, standing about 10 feet tall, all plated and bolted together, kind of standing in an alcove, unmoving.
Too tall for me to wear.
Mm-hmm.
Darn it. So I was thinking, how long is a short rest? We don't do them that much.
It depends on the situation. I'll let it be shorter if you're in a more comfortable situation. For this, it would, if you're in a wizard's tower, it's going to take a little while, maybe like an hour.
If we want to take 10-ish minutes, I could do a quick prayer of healing. Heal us up a little bit, and then we can
I wouldn't mind.
And then that's one spell slot that I'm spending.
I can keep an eye out while you're doing that. I say perfectly unscathed.
Let's do it. I'll do. If we feel like we can spare 10 minutes, I'll sit down with Sado and we'll do a prayer of healing spell.
Okay. You're keeping an eye out, Star?
Yeah.
Okay, you make me a perception check.
17.
17. Okay. So you all stay in the doorway, I assume, or near the entryway, and you begin to sort of pray and invoke the ancient ritual to heal the two of you. Star, keep an eye out A few minutes pass. No answer. A few more minutes pass. Don't hear anything. It's eerily silent. Near the end of the ritual, as Den, you finish your invocation.
Sorry, I'm trying to find how much it is.
No, it's fine. You hear a faint sort of like tapping noise from above you, like someone walking down a set of stairs very slowly.
After they're done with their thing, I'll point this out to Den and Sardell.
Stand in front of Sardell.
Okay.
Because I didn't roll as well as I would like.
A few minutes pass, and you then hear the footsteps grow louder, as if they're like directly above you on whatever the higher floor is. From here, there's a set of stairs on the far side that lead up, and you hear a voice echo down as if someone's sort of yelling down the staircase on the far side. There's someone there. Hello.
Hello.
Who are you?
We're friendly, I promise. We came to talk to Herbert Kane, the most excellent lightning wizard.
My name is Halbert.
Halbert.
That's
sorry.
very rude to not even know the name of the person whose house you're walking into.
That asshole in the big hat outside told us the wrong name. All we know is that you're an incredible wizard. And that's the important part.
What asshole?
You may have seen him outside. Big hat, wearing all green, massive feather.
Tross sent you?
No, he just told us the wrong name. We were already coming here on our own.
I don't believe you. You're here to steal my research.
We didn't even know you were researching anything?
Honestly, I don't even really read that well.
I'll let one of you guys make a persuasion check with advantage, but only one of you gets to make it.
Advantage. This will probably go bad. 9.
I knew it! Tross has sent more of his lackeys towards the tower, and you're just here to turn off my defenses so that you can take everything that I've been working on for so long here. You won't make it up the stairs. Just turn around and leave.
Listen.
I'm warning you.
Halbert. Or are you, Dr. Kane? Something.
It doesn't matter because you're leaving.
Listen. Can you see us from where you are? Do you have super powerful magic eyes and you can see down the stairs?
Yes.
Alright. I believe him. I just do little lightning bolts. I just zap Star a little bit. Not enough to hurt him, just enough to make him
to make my hair stand on end.
Yeah,
just kind of.
Because that's my new favorite pastime. we respect your lightning magic. As you can see with your very powerful magic eyes, because you're a very powerful wizard, obviously, you have a tower. I am a worshipper of Seraphine, goddess of the storms, and we have just come to talk to you and pay our respects. And yeah, we don't even like Tross.
Yeah, he talks too much.
Yeah, we just met him like 5 minutes ago. But we did really come to see the tower and the lightning.
As you said, say the part about him seeing you, he says, "Yes, I can." And you see what looks to be like a small mirror sort of pushing down near the edge of the stairs, kind of angled a bit. "Oh, yes, I do see. Make a persuasion check."
Eight.
Halbert, have you ever talked to the locals of this land, or have you just remained here at the edge?
I traveled far into the reaches of Graudar many, many years ago. I saw the city of 10,000 steps as it was being constructed. I traveled to Demon's Breach to see the ancient Knoll war tribes as they first encountered the Tabaxi armies. I have seen many things here, unlike Tross.
Yeah,
Pompous buffoon.
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth.
He was good for a free drink or three. That was really nice of him.
I don't think I can trust you.
Well, we did just kind of barge in here, and that's fair. We're not going to fault you for that. But we are being honest.
You need to get a better lock for your front door, by the way. That was... I didn't even struggle, to be honest. It might be a bit old, I don't know.
And now you add insult to my... You ruined my front door. I'll have to enchant that all over again. And you insult my lock, yet you want to come up here and...
I'd be glad to help you with the lock. I can do some enchanting myself.
He made me this.
And also the big robot outside.
And
you see
this,
the mirror.
and I have the bag of holding, and this, and my gun. And
you see the mirror sort of shift as you show the hand star, and he says, "My arcane eyes don't see as well if you're not standing closer to the staircase. Move forward."
Line of sight. That's real. Some magic you have to have, like... Yeah.
I take a couple of steps forward so you can hopefully get a better look at my hand.
Your craftsmanship is very nice. You built this.
Yes, sir.
Saddle, you get to make a persuasion check with advantage. This might be the last one you guys get to make.
19.
He angles it a bit more, and you see the mirror pull back. We might have some things to discuss. Winston! You hear him call out. And there's a shifting, and you see the suit of armor near the door, something. as this tall sort of construct, you see the head turning and looking at all of you. This construct steps forward.
I have a really strong urge to punch it, and then I don't.
You do. Says, if they do anything suspicious, hurt them badly, and let me run away. And you see, as you hear more footsteps, a hunched over old elven man begins to descend down the steps one after another, using his looks to be his staff, his arcane staff, as a crutch. He has like a long white beard. His ears are sort of folded over a bit, and like all of it's sort of really like deep wrinkles around his face. And he's wearing sort of a cliche sort of wizard's cap that's tilted and sort of matted towards the end. Looks to be kind of burned off near the edge of it, and black robes as well. So, and it takes him about probably 5 more minutes to get down the steps. And as he reaches the bottom, he is like hunched over, shorter than any of you at this point. Looks up. So what do you want?
What are you doing in this tower? Do you live here?
I have. Many, many years now.
So all the stories and the stuff, the fun stuff about Storm's Tower, that's all you?
That is me. I built this tower long, long ago.
By yourself?
Yes. Well, Winston helped.
That's awesome.
I settled down here many years ago after I had finished seeing all that I wanted to see in the world.
Are you from Graldar?
No. I came from far away, a kingdom called Valeforge. I was a member of a sacred order there of arcanists. Well, I was. And then I left. I grew bored. Dusty tomes and decrepit old men, much like myself now. Locked in towers all day, much like I am. I realize my life has turned out much like I didn't want it to. But I saw the world, saw many things.
That's actually what brought me out here. I came out to see the world before I have to settle down for good.
Well, it's nice to have somebody to talk to, I guess. So you really built these machines here, the hand and your strange staff that you carry on your back?
Yes, sir, I did. That's sort of my thing. I actually run a shop back in my hometown. I build and sell these things.
He points, he says, "You, come here over to Star. Come closer."
Sado, I'm like your Winston.
I step closer and hold the hand out, assuming that's what he wants to look at.
Yeah, he pulls it forward and very closely looks at it. Reaches in a pocket, pulls out a large pair of spectacles on his face, and to examine it. He says, "The room work here is quite good. I would have done it this, but I can see where you were going there. Well, this is good work for someone as young as yourself."
Thank you.
So you really have nothing to do with that oaf outside.
Oh, no.
He's awful.
Can you tell him to leave?
We could try.
It's rather draining keeping up my defenses day after day.
I was kind of thinking after coming in and being able to talk to you, we may be able to think of an excuse or something that he'd believe to get him out of here and maybe venture deeper into the deep, dark jungles where I'm sure there's plenty of things he'd love to see and meet.
A lie. We could lie to him.
Just tell him I'm not here. Tell him there was nothing in here. That should do it.
So are you like... Pardon me. I'm not really knowledgeable like these two. But are you like a lightning wizard? Al said evocation.
Yes, my title was Evoker.
So you just call down lightning and stuff whenever you want?
I was more capable of it in my younger years. But yes, in a way.
Me too.
Well, are you a studier of the arcane?
No. I'm
Oh,
averse
then-
to books.
Oh, then natural magics then.
I'm a cleric.
Oh, I see. Well, that's good. You might be able to help me. My back has been bothering me some for a while. Do you have any healing skills? I don't mean to impose.
Yeah, a bit. I mean, not great, but
I-
I'm alright.
I fell a few weeks back trying to get down the stairs, and it's embarrassing, to say the least.
Can I heal him?
Sure.
I want to be best friends with this wizard. I'll do a cure wounds at 3rd level. For a wizard buddy.
Okay.
I try not to zap him too bad. It's probably
Okay.
gonna hurt a little bit, but
You reach out and you take his frail little hands and
I just
pulse
warn
of-
him. I warn him
Yeah.
first. It's
Okay.
gonna... Everything's sort of lightning with me.
Oh.
It might
well,
sting, but it's worth it.
I've been many places. I think I can handle it. And you send the pulse of healing energy through him, and there's this sort of jolt to his body. And he kind of, oh God, by the six, and he pulls away from it. You see him stand up a bit straighter than before. He says, "Oh, God's damn it! Oh, that feels much better.
Worth it.
Thank you."
You're welcome.
Oh,
No one ever says thank you.
well, you need better friends. He sort of straightens up a bit. He looks over to Winston, who's been sort of towering next to him and looking between all of you very menacingly. He says, "Oh, stand down. You see the construct kind of pull backwards, then go back into sort of an offline mode. He looks back towards all of you and says, "Well, you've been kind to me. It's more than I can say for most. If you can do me this one favor and get Tross and his lackeys to leave, then, well, I have something that you might be able to help each other with, and you might find beneficial. You all seem like travelers, those that survey the lands as I once did in my younger years. We can benefit from each other. Fair enough? All right. Do this, then." He reaches into his pouch, pulls out a red crystal, hands it over to you, Den. take that. Go into the encampment. Tell Tross that there are dangerous creatures within here, and that he would be a fool to stay. And then, without him seeing, break that crystal. That should scare him enough.
Without him seeing?
Well, just smush it in your hand or something. You look strong.
Okay. I'm not very inconspicuous.
Well, then give it to your other friend here.
I mean, I can smash it. You guys are gonna have to make a bit of a scene. Distraction.
You're baited.
It's like a bit at this point.
One day. I mean, I can definitely smash it without being seen.
Good. You do it then. It's not difficult to break.
It's meant to do. It'll only take us, a couple minutes to walk back to camp?
Yes. Run back screaming. I'll turn off the defenses.
Yeah, well, that was my idea. I was going to say, should we just, run out of here like there's, dragons living in here or something?
Exactly. That exactly. Like there are dragons, which there aren't, but as if there were. That will get the message across.
Insight check in.
Yes, you can.
You have piqued my interest. 20.
Okay. What he's saying is true. There's some sort of element there that he's not telling you yet. He's not lying, but he's not telling you everything.
There are no dragons in this tower at all.
No. No dragons.
None?
None!
Not even a baby dragon?
No, I don't have any dragons here. Where do you think I'd get a dragon in my old age? Do I look like I can go out and steal dragon eggs or raid caves or...
I don't know. I don't even know if wizards can, make dragons or something. You just make lightning out of thin air.
Go and do what I say, and you'll see what I mean.
There's a dragon in here.
Sure, there's a dragon in here. Run.
Okay.
I cast invisibility on myself.
Okay, you cast invisibility and sort of vanish from sight. Goes,
go ahead.
Well, he has some talent.
I would like to cast Enhance Ability at 3rd level on myself and Sadel.
Okay.
And give us Eagle's Splendor, which gives us advantage on charisma checks.
Okay. So you're both running out of the tower then? All right.
Before I do, I want to cast Blur on myself.
Okay. So, we begin sort of shimmer, and you see Sadel sort of appears like a mirage almost there, and kind of shimmering in different aspects. And the two of you begin to go rushing down the tower. Are you doing anything while you rush away from the tower?
I'm screaming for help.
I would like to use thaumaturgy.
Okay.
And cause harmless tremors in the ground, ahead of us.
Okay. So the two of you make performance checks.
We have advantage.
With advantage, yes.
20.
17.
Okay, and Star, I assume you're sort of coming behind them invisible.
I'm just running along behind while invisible.
You just make a stealth check with advantage, since you're invisible.
Um, 22.
Okay, so silently you creep along behind them as Sadel and Dan go screaming down the hill. The ground shaking as you do. You see Lil and Lucius also sort of panicked as you come down. not knowing what's going on, seeing that Star isn't there, the two of you go rushing into camp, and you see Alfred Bernard Tross and his retinue looking and kind of clustered at the bottom, beginning to panic and disperse. Some of the other ones running away. Tross stepping back, saying, "Is everything all right? What's going on?"
As soon as we're in the camp, I would like to try and sneak underneath one of the tables.
Okay, you go turning off to one of the other tables with the big wine barrel on top.
We need to get out of here now.
Why?
There's something in there, something big.
Before he finishes his sentence, I break the gem.
All right, you break the gem. There's a smash. You see the sort of sparkle of arcane energy. And as this happens, you hear this roar, this as suddenly looming up over the tower, see this massive red dragon pull itself over the top, and it breathes fire just over your heads, over the group. You don't feel any heat, but there's this roar of dragon flame that skims the top of the tents, and you see Tross immediately drop his drink to the ground. All of them scream and begin to run out of the encampment.
I grab Lil or Lou, whoever's close to me. I want to grab them before they start running. Okay.
Yeah, you see Lucius and Lil also begin to panic and pull at you guys to run away. As you pull them back, Lucius, what is going on? I do not understand.
Fake dragon. Come on, let's go.
Oh, dragon! Ah!
Why do we bring you?
There's you see Tross and his retinue begin scattering over the hills, running as the dragon kind of swoops, whoosh, whoosh, goes skimming off past them over the hillside. You hear screaming, or Tross screaming, and all his other retainers screaming as they all run, just panicked, off into the distance.
I just want to fire a gunshot into the air just for another loud noise to scare them.
Okay, you fire a gunshot. You hear kind of echo from over the hillside.
Let's go inside right now.
The dragon seems to swoop up and then circle back around, and as it circles through the air and comes up towards the tower, you see it kind of shimmer and then disappear.
That's amazing. Come on, inside before they see us.
All right.
Come on, Lil. I put Lilibet on my back and start running.
You all run back towards the tower. The lightning seems to have stopped. You all rush inside, closing the charred door behind you. At which you see Evoker Kane standing there. Did you see him running? That was worth it. I don't get many laughs in my old age. That was worth the wait. Oh, well, thank you. I trust that'll keep him away for some time. Enough that I might be able to move the tower somewhere where he won't be able to find it.
I drop concentration on Blur.
Okay.
No, stop being invisible.
The blur fades.
But this
really
time,
fun.
I brought Didar to the tower.
Yeah, and Kane looks over and says, "This is a magnificent creation," as he goes over towards Didar and sort of pets the side of him and says, "Oh, my, this is something. You built this too?"
Yes, I've been working on it for quite some time now.
I can see. I built Winston as well many years ago. He's been a faithful servant to me. I didn't have your imagination for intricate designs, though. I went a bit more simplistic. This is quite something. Thank you for showing me this. I might wish to inspect it more later if you don't mind.
Of course, I'd be glad to.
All right. Well, I suppose I owe you what payment I can give for your services here. I'm afraid it's, well, see how useful it is. You come up the steps. And he begins to slowly make his way up the steps ahead of you, one at a time. As you all reach the top, just very slowly walking behind him, one step at a time, you reach the next level of the tower. You can see what looks to be a study. Bookshelves lining the walls, a globe in the center of the room depicting Sarthia, tables with maps and books and other scrolls laid out. As he reaches the top, kind of begins to heave a bit from the exertion and sits down in a chair at one of the tables. Says, "Whoa. One moment. My apologies. I don't go up and down the steps very often. Mostly I just sleep in here."
It's a lot of steps.
That it is. I should have built this tower a little shorter. I didn't think ahead.
Can you, levitate?
Yes, but that's exerting as well, in a way. It's fine. Keeps the heart strong. So, payment. First, I will tell you a bit. I left the academy of, the Geode Cipher Order was the group I belonged to many, many years back. Traveled the world, learned many things, settled down here, but one thing always eluded me, which was time. Time it took to go from one country to another, to see the world and to return home. I always found it overwhelming. I feel as though there might have been more I might have been able to see in my youth had I had the time. So, I've dedicated the last 287 years to my latest research, which I'm sure Tross was here to take. Selfish buffoon. Well, it's this, and he reaches over to the table and picks up what looks to be a short staff made of silver off the table. Says, "This is my life's work. I call it the resonating scepter of localized instantaneous transposition along interplanar space." Catchy, right?
Could you write it down for us so we don't forget?
Sure, I can do that. But, well, it's hard to explain. I haven't been able to test them fully. I've made a few, and if I could give these to you, would you be able to test them for me? Let me know how they work. It would mean a lot to an old man who can't travel anymore. You see, I feel as though the best tests I can get would be to travel around the world and to use them in different places, hopefully to different effects, and see whether they work over long distances.
Can you say the name one more time?
Yes, the resonating scepter of localized instantaneous transposition along an interplanar space. Did you get all that?
Yeah.
Good. He kind of looks at you and says, "I'll explain it more simply then. Take one of these sticks, drive it into the ground, and you can travel back to it instantaneously from any location. Well, within reason." He reaches over and pulls up. This crystal, which you should not smash. This is the focus of the spell. If you use this, you and your companions can travel back to any one of these spheres that you've pushed into the earth, staked, whatever word you wish to use.
I like staked.
There you go, staked.
And you made that?
Yes, took some time. Took 50 years for each one of the rods, the scepters.
The stakes.
Yes.
That's amazing.
50 years to make for each. I made 3. Well, 4. I used the first one. Here. See if it worked. Helps me get back up to the top floor sometimes, but that's sort of not exactly what I had intended with these.
So you can keep using it once you stake it in?
You can only, once you place it in the ground, it cannot be moved. It must stay there. But you can use the crystal every few days to travel back to that location instantaneously, or to any of the other locations if you put these anywhere else.
Wow.
I'm willing to give you these other 3 scepters, and you can place them, I prefer, in important locations across Sarthia, and you'll be able to travel there at your whim. Myself included. I've been stuck here for some time. But it's your choice where you wish to put them. Your homes, favorite cities, exotic, hard-to-reach locations. Anywhere you wish. Could put it on a boat for all I care.
That's actually a pretty good idea.
But that way I can see my life's work fulfilled. Now, there are limitations to it. You can't use it if you happen to be upon another plane of existence. And you can only use the crystal once every 3 days.
Better than walking.
It should save you some time, and you can travel back here to this tower whenever you wish.
What do you guys think?
It'll definitely come in useful if we need to come back to Growler at any point.
Do I have to sail again?
Well, do we have a deal?
Yeah, we have a deal.
Good. Kind of gathers them up and places the 3 stakes in the crystal. Says, now these are the only 3 I've been able to make, and I don't think I'll live long enough to make a 4th. I'll try, but I'm still about 37 years out. So we'll see. Come back in 37 years and maybe I'll have another for you. Until then, I guess that's all I have. I need a nap.
Do you mind, Dr. Kane, if I look at your maps?
Certainly. Is there a map of anything in particular you wish to see?
No.
Well, then of course, peruse away. You're all welcome to use my library for as long as you wish. If you need a place to stay for the evening or 2, you may stay here as well. I have very little company, and, well, all I ask is that you maybe help me clean a bit. I haven't had able-bodied people to clean, and Winston is abysmal at cleaning. I tried to teach him, but just ends up making a bigger mess.
I imagine we hear like this kind of dejected mechanical sigh from 4 below.
I heard that. It's true. So, stay here for as long as you like, you and your companions, and as long as you help out and don't get in the way, then I'd appreciate the company. Where is your next destination, by the way?
We're being picked up by a ship not far from this location, actually.
Oh.
Yeah,
well,
you're our landmark.
Well, I'm glad I could be of some use. I can set up some enchantments along the way to let you know if anything arrives. You do not be able to see it over the cliffs. That's how I knew that Tross was here. Damn bastard.
You didn't just hear him talking from over there.
Simultaneously. Anyhow, is there anything else I can offer you? You've done so much for me, just giving me the peace of mind, knowing that I won't have my door knocked down again.
We'll put that back together for you.
I'd appreciate that as well.
Do you know a lot of things about other planes?
It wasn't my area of expertise, but I know some.
Star?
Yes. Have you ever been to the Twilight Realms before?
No, I have not. I'm familiar with what you speak, but no. Too dangerous, too unpredictable.
Well, do you know about its denizens? They appear to have some kind of hold over Graldar.
The Fae?
Yeah. I'll tell them about the singing stones and all the stuff that we got from them.
Okay. He listens, and sort of my back is starting to hurt punching like that. He listens for a while and takes it all in. You have to stir him a bit as he begins to nod off a couple of times. And as you finish your story, he says, "Oh, interesting. That would explain a great many things and abnormalities I found in traveling across Graldar. I know that there was an ancient elven society that lived here long, long ago, but that they became the first Fae and traveled into the Twilight Realm. It's interesting.
We found ruins of that old civilization, detailing like a mountain that once stood where 1,000 Steps is now.
Yes, from the caldera. The
cataclysm.
Yes. That I know of what you speak. I've seen ancient texts and runes similar to what you describe. That they have some sway over the Tabaxi is troubling indeed. I don't know what I can offer, if anything, pertaining to this. But I can think on it.
There are some people that Den here knows who are coming to close the portal to the Twilight Realm that remains open.
Oh, well, that would be a great boon to the Tabaxi, I imagine. Though I'm sure there are other ways that the Fae can enter our realm, as they always have. Back doors, and they are magically inclined creatures. That, I would imagine, would place a great burden on them to do so. Though, they may be a bit angry at you for it.
for one reason or another, they're very angry at me.
Well, they are immortal and spiteful creatures, so I would avoid going there.
You sound like my grandpa.
I don't know how I should take that. I'm sure he was a wise man.
He lived a long time.
Well,
on spite.
All right. Anyhow, these are, as I said, dangerous creatures, dangerous entities. Your decisions are your own, but it is a wild and inhospitable place, and drawing the ire of the Fae will lead to no benefit to you, unless that's what you wish.
The Fae have, well, I won't beat around the bush. They've been kidnapping my people for centuries, eons. Yes. I'm the first who wasn't taken because I left Graldar, and with any luck, I want to try to put a stop to their activities.
Well, that is a noble ambition. If they are, in fact, taking or enslaving members of your clans, that I can't say I would do any different or wish any different in your shoes, in your position, but that is your path to walk. I don't know if I have any advice on navigating the plains. If you wish, if this is your desire to travel to these worlds, to have the ability to do so without using the doors opened by the Fae themselves, I might have some colleagues who could aid in the matter. I knew of one man, what was his name? Many, many years ago. Grand Arcanist Maxwell Darashith of the... I believe he was from Svenmar Sphere, northern of Roran to the north. He told me once of his studies in such matters. I doubt he still lives, but his research would be found in the Grand Archives in Thuxra.
Is everyone okay with adding another destination to our list?
Might as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I've got anywhere to be.
I know you put so much, well, I know you put effort into getting this done, but closing the portal will only be the first step. If they have other ways in, if they can still get here no matter what, if they can make another portal elsewhere, so they need to be stopped more permanently.
Yeah. I will say, there's one thing I know, it's maps, and Thuxra is very far from here.
That is true. You'd have to sail or circumnavigate the globe or travel through the divide itself, which is a perilous journey, as any wary sailor would tell you. That and the tumultuous history of Roran.
It'll take a lot of time. We could get there. Eventually.
I guess as long as we eventually get there.
Well, we'll speak more on the matter. I'll give you what inklings I have of his research, and I can point you in the right direction at least. The journey is yours to make, and you may always return here once you leave to consult with me on such matters. Well, as long as I'm alive. Until then, we should rest, recuperate, and you can help me clean up a bit. All right.
While we're resting here, I want to go out and grab the mead or ale barrels, whatever, and all the food from the camp and just bring it in.
Okay, you just go and you grab everything. Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff. There are fine clothings and like silk clothes, some of the finest and most extravagant of items. The tents themselves are valuable. There is in the largest tent, there is a chest that contains some small treasures, probably about 250 gold pieces and some maps, as well as a book that is in the process of being written, called A Survey of Sarthia, authored by adventurer Alfred Bernard Tross.
I read it for 5 minutes, get bored and think it's incredibly pompous, then just throw it in the fire.
Okay. Tossing this man's life's work into the flames and whoosh, engulfs as you take your barrel, you take the gold, I assume you take the gold, and the barrels of wine, lugging them back up.
Can I just knock some things over so it looks like the dragon came through?
All right, yeah, you can start like pulling some of the tents over and like pushing them towards the fire, like turning over the tables. You maybe eat some of the food off of it.
I don't want to like destroy anything, but I'm just gonna knock it over.
Okay.
We should leave some of their stuff, like clothes and stuff like that.
I guess.
I think maybe he's not he's not like a bad person. We'll leave some of his stuff.
Yeah, we'll make sure there are enough supplies for them to survive until they may find a trading caravan.
Yeah. But we take the gold.
Okay. All right, then you all head back to the tower and begin to relax and have a safe place to recuperate and help.
Look through the maps.
Yeah, and help the old wizard in his day-to-days. We're going to take a break there. Let's say be back here in 10 minutes. Sound good? All right. Be right back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. We are back here with the skeleton crew. Just to let you all know, I saw in the chat that people were asking about the character art. We went ahead on the Twitter for @SurvivorComplex, tweeted out all the character art that we use in this game. So you can go and check it out there if you're interested. And go ahead and follow us while you're there. Shameless plug. Otherwise, if there's anything else that anybody is interested in seeing, maps of places, we'll be posting them as we go, kind of involved in where the crew is at the time. So probably have a new map posted here in a little bit as soon as you guys get into a new location. But yeah, if you have any more questions, let us know, and I'll answer them at the end of the game. All right, so you all are staying. Are you planning on staying within the tower here for the next few weeks while you wait for your ship to arrive, or was there anything else anybody wanted to do during that time?
Take Lucius giant gorilla hunting, maybe. We go fire on the session. Kyle isn't here. Yeah,
I would feel. I can't decide whether I really want to do that or I would feel really bad about doing that. I'm gonna go with the latter because if somebody dies during the giant gorilla hunt, it's gonna be him, and if he's not here, that would be even worse. He was killed by a giant gorilla while he wasn't even here, and that's what we'll say on his
dramatic irony.
All right, but other than going out and scouting for giant gorillas and studying maps and any information that you wish to find from the wizard's tower, he gives you a full explanation or rundown of the resonating scepter of localized instantaneous transposition along interplanar space. Got to come up with a better name for those.
Teleporty sticks.
Teleporty sticks. I said a better name. I'll go ahead and read off. I'll share it with you guys, but I guess for the sake of the audience, I'll go ahead and say that. So the way this works, you can spend 1 minute to drive the tuning spike into the ground. Once the spike is placed, it cannot be moved by any means, meaning removed from the ground. I guess the ground could technically be moved. We'll get to that. As long as you are still on the same plane of existence as that spike, you can concentrate on the crystal that you have along with it for 10 minutes and teleport yourself along with 10 other willing creatures within reach back to the location of a spike attuned to this crystal. So if there's more than one spike attuned, which are 4 attuned, one's already in the ground at the tower, you can spend 10 minutes, teleport back to it. Once the crystal is used, it cannot be used again for 3 days. So you guys have 3 of them. Choose wisely where you want to put them. And I'll share that with you guys later if you want that to written down. All right. I'm getting a suggestion of Magiscope from the chat, so you guys can.
Oh, that's a cool name.
So that's for you guys to vote on. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay.
The Magiscope.
You guys can call them Magiscopes then. You have 3 of them. Anything else you guys want to do during this time?
He wanted to sit down and talk to me about the magic and the work that I did with Star's Hand and with Didar.
Okay.
So I'd do that.
Sit down and talk to him about it. Yeah. And I mean, he would be very interested in sort of getting that. You get the sense he's not really one that fuses a lot of like machine with magic and stuff. That the Shield Guardian he has, Winston, is sort of the only contraption like that he has. So he's very interested in how you seem to do that so easily. And I'm sure you have plenty of time to talk while you're re-enchanting his door, with the helping him re-enchant his exploding door.
Also,
okay.
Is there any way I could make a chair that goes up the stairs and down the stairs? Like on a rail system? If you catch my drift?
So he doesn't have to walk up the stairs?
Okay. I'll allow it.
Yes! Best DM ever.
For the sort of altruism that is this gesture, I'll definitely allow you to make something. So you spend a few weeks, or this time that you have for the next couple weeks, going through and constructing the mechanisms, kind of leading along the stuff, taking the railing out and hollowing out a portion of it where you can fit in some. Essentially, you're taking a levitate spell and enchanting it into a chair installed in the wall so that it will kind of slide up as it levitates upward, slide down as it levitates down, letting sort of the natural sort of incline of the engraving or the groove doing the actual moving of it. And you spend a good amount of time working on that, and by the end of the 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you have built him a hover round, essentially, to go up and down these steps, which he is thrilled about. Moves about the same speed, but none of the effort.
That's all I wanted.
Oh, man.
We made his home more accessible.
I'm going to give you an inspiration die for doing that.
It's so good.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Hey, man, I mean, Sadel's all about helping people.
I know, and it's too nice for me not to
reward.
reward.
Home more accessible.
You did, yeah. It was not accessible before.
So, if I already have an inspiration die...
Did you already have an inspiration die?
Yeah, I already
have
one.
Start using those.
Wait, where did you get inspiration from?
I think he's the last for
making a really bad joke that was actually amazing. Was the last one, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
man.
I got it last session, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I just realized that. I thought that was someone else.
Can you bank them?
No, you can't bank them. You can only have one at a time.
Can I give one inspiration die to someone else? I mean, it's okay. I can just have one inspiration die.
You can give an inspiration die to someone else.
Oh, hell yeah. Who wants it?
They're going to fight over it if you don't just choose.
Okay. I can get advantage for most of the things I do anyway, so...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll give it to
give it to Savannah.
I just, follow you guys around and heal you and keep you from dying all the
time.
Yeah,
no, I'll give it to Den.
Thank you.
If it wasn't for you, Star would actually be dead, let's face it.
I almost died pulling you out of that moonbeam. We haven't talked about that yet.
You also did just save me from another lightning strike, too, so...
The hero we need.
All right. Anything else anybody's doing during this time?
Is there anything else I can do to get an inspiration die?
No.
I guess I don't know. I guess I'll spend a little bit of time, I guess, when Sadel's not talking to him, talking to Professor Kane. Whoever he is. Wizard Kane.
Evoker Kane.
Yes.
Dr. Professor Wizard Evoker.
Kane.
Just add titles as we go.
That's how you know he's important. Just a little bit about... I mean, not anything too technical or anything like that, but just a little bit about kind of his lightning magic versus my lightning magic.
Okay.
I'm just... Den is just generally interested in other people that like lightning.
Yeah, I mean, he would tell you during that time, his his magic comes from the study and practice and repetition of spells and invocations, and he like sort of a lot of book words and stuff that, you know.
So you read books. And
Yes.
they teach you magic.
That's the basics of it, yes.
I haven't read that many books, but none of them taught me magic.
Well, I'm sure if you found yourself interested in such things, with enough reading and practice and honing your mind and your intellect to master such things, that you could be as powerful as myself when I was younger.
Yeah. I'm just not good at books.
Well, it's not for everyone, but you have powerful abilities yourself that you've clearly demonstrated. Your abilities are more than adequate. In fact, channeling your powers from a divine source itself, that's a greater well of untapped potential than I could ever hope to grasp.
I'm pretty sure you just said a very nice thing to me.
The gods are powerful, more powerful than I could ever be. You get your power from a god. That makes you more powerful than me.
I don't think that's true, but that's nice of you to say.
Well, you seem like a devout and honest person. Continue following your path, and it'll come in due time.
Thanks for letting us stay here.
Well, as I said, I don't get very many guests, so having somebody around to talk with and ask me questions, that's the one thing that too. But answering questions is one of the things I miss most about the academy.
So you were a teacher?
Of sorts, yes. I was never a formal professor within the walls, but students did come to me with questions. I was well regarded amongst my peers, or so I believed.
You seem like a better teacher than the ones I had. They were really boring.
Well, each teacher has their own styles, mannerisms, philosophies. Even a great teacher can be poor to the wrong student.
So, if you were gonna teach someone magic, right, but they weren't that good at reading or stuff like that, there are other ways to learn magic, right? Like,
certainly. There is magic in the world all around us. Observing natural forces and elements that themselves hold the essence of the arcane. That's where magic first began. Back when, long ago, when Christian Roran first brought the arcane into this world, first demonstrated his mastery of it, he did not have books to read, to study. He observed the elements, and through his observations came understanding.
cool.
It is very cool.
I wish I had a teacher like you.
Well, anytime. I'll teach you what I can if you wish, but as I said, I don't know how good of a teacher I can be for you. I don't know if you'll appreciate my teaching philosophies or styles, or maybe you will.
Well, you at least don't turn me away at the start because I don't like books, so...
There was a time when I was a young lad, I did not appreciate books either. I wanted the power without the work or the effort. But I had a friend at the academy who... he had a difficult time as well. Studied the books more diligently than the rest of us, but the understanding never came. The words never seemed to make sense to him. But he persevered, sought knowledge in other ways, and eventually he too became a powerful member, peer of mine. So there are many paths to walk. Mine is not the only one. But that's enough of the ramblings of an old man. Come, I'm hungry.
Me too.
And you can have more conversations like that with him over the next few weeks. Tells you more about his observations of different phenomena across Sarthia, witnessing the elemental power of water rushing over the cascading edges of the divide far to the north. Discusses the frozen wastelands that span between Krastel and Ishfornen, the powerful fires and the volcanoes to the south in Oldakir, and the different arcane forces that influence those places. So, but weeks pass. You all benefit from your stay in different ways, resting, recuperating, learning, and helping. At the end of those next few weeks, as the winter months begin to approach, around the at this point it would have been around the 23rd of Sol Os, a little over 3 weeks later. We'll say, Den, as you're sitting out on the cliff sides beyond the new location of the tower, because after about a couple days, you see Evoker Kane that kind of going around pulling on some levers and enchanting areas of the tower, and the tower is translocated, is moved not terribly far, about a couple miles up the coast away from the previous resting place for it, near the edge of the cliff faces. You are sitting out over and looking over the horizon, saying your morning prayers, and you see, cutting through the water around the edges of the cliff sides, a ship approaching.
Do I recognize the ship?
As it approaches, you see a gray caravel cutting silently through the dark reefs of Graldar, with blue and white lateen sails like a stormy sky. And at the top, the foremast of the ship, you see flying an azure flag depicting a silver whirlwind. This is indeed the Storm's Eye.
I go running back to the tower. I say, guys! Guys! Come look!
I go look.
I go look.
Okay, you all come out, rushing out to the cliff sides, and you also see this caravel approaching. Beautiful ship. Like I said before, just silently cutting through the waters, barely leaving a wake behind it. As it approaches a few miles offshore, you see the sails furl, the ship come to a rest, and you can see what looks to be the longboats being dropped off the side, and a few small ants of sailors beginning to make their way towards the shore using those longboats. As you stand there, though, Den, you catch your attention first, followed by Star, two of you with the highest passive perceptions, and you see a dot in the sky. And you see it slowly approaching. And you watch as a figure, a woman with light blue skin, white hair flicking in the breeze, wearing gray, like slate gray, studded leather armor, and a blue cloak, again furling behind her, walking through the sky, one step at a time, as if descending an invisible staircase down towards the cliff sides where you're standing, leisurely, without any seeming hurry to her pace, one step at a time, making her way closer. As she gets within shouting distance, you hear a voice, airy and light like the breeze, call out, "It's been a long time, fish. I didn't think you were coming back."
It's a long story.
And as she steps closer, you see Captain Windwalker step towards the cliffside, and then, like riding an escalator down to it, step onto the land right at the edge of the cliff, just like almost like her heels basically dragging off of it. And she stands there, poised, looking at you with a faint smile. Den, "Well, I'm glad you're alive. I wasn't happy about our medic leaving for such an extended journey, and I was worried we'd have to find a new one."
I'm not that easy to replace.
True. Are these your friends?
Yeah. Everybody, this is my captain, Windwalker. These are my friends, Sadel, Star, Lil, Lucius.
She cuts one foot behind the other and takes a bow towards all of you and says, "Pleased to meet all of you. Captain Elena Windwalker at your service. I believe you all are seeking passage aboard my vessel at our medic's request."
That'd be correct. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You as well. Your name, sir?
Sadel.
Sadel. And you? Looking to you, Star.
Star shining through the storm clouds.
That is a mouthful.
Just
Star
call me Star.
She gets the introductions from the rest of your group. Well, I can say I'm surprised to see that you've become so popular here in these foreign lands, Den.
The fishermen especially were big fans.
I'm sure. Well, we should probably be going. It's been a long journey, and we have a long one to make still.
permission to board, Captain?
Granted. I'll see you all back on the ship then. It's a pleasure to see you, Den, and we should speak more later once you've made it back. She turns, looks down the cliff, and you can see the longboats making their way up towards the shore at the bottom. And she begins walking her way through the air, straight back towards the ship.
She could do that, like, literally all the time.
That's pretty impressive.
I know, right?
So you all begin making your way down to the longboats. All right.
You guys ready to meet some real pirates?
As you make your way down to the shore, weaving down the jagged cliff passes, waving goodbye to Evoker Kane, who assures that you'll see him soon enough.
I wish he could come with us.
He'd tell you, my place is here. I'm too old for this. Pirates and adventure. You go. But come and visit. You make your way down the cliff sides, down towards the longboats. The 4 crew members that were rowing them over see you, Den, and come over, sort of clap you on the shoulders, say, "Welcome back, Den." Seeming relieved and happy to see you again. And everybody loads up onto the boats, except for Dieter, who luckily can swim. Probably wouldn't fit on the boats very well.
I'm just telling all my pirate buddies in the boats about how Sadel built him and how I helped. I don't say that I literally just, like, picked up the heavy stuff, but he built that with his own 2 hands.
All right. The crew members seem impressed by your ingenuity, and they're definitely sort of awestruck by this creation as they're rowing you all back to shore. You make it to the ship and climb the ladders on the sides up back to the main deck, and then you stand once again back on the Storm's Eye. All the crew members begin to rush over towards you, greeting you all, helping you all onto the ship, but greeting you, Den, in your return. The rest of you see there's no large crew here. It's not a terribly large ship. It seems like it's crewed by maybe 20 sailors. But all in all, is a fairly simple vessel. Captain Windwalker stands at the back towards the stern of the ship, speaking with a man that you recognize, Den, an elven man with purple hair, kind of dreaded and hanging down basically mid-chest. He gives a smile and turns, kind of rushing down the step towards you. This is the first mate, Damien Hurst, who comes up to you, Den, and like lunges towards you and gives you a big ol' hug. Thick, like broad shoulders. Basically, probably the only person you guys have seen for a while that's like a little bit beefier than Den. That he embraces you like a bear and says, "Oh, it's been some time.
Damien?
How you doing, Den?
Alive?
I can see that. There was a few bets going around whether or not you'd make it back."
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, it's good to see you're all in one piece.
It's good to be back. It's good to see you.
Good, good. I know that, well, when Captain gave us the word that you had contacted her, none of us believed it. And she was a little hesitant to make the trip over here. Thought about sending another ship, but we told her we'd make the journey for you.
That's good of you. I knew you missed me.
Well, I also was afraid that one of the other ships would keep you aboard. Didn't want that happening, so a little bit selfish too. We've had a hard time, had a few fights here and there, and you're missed around here.
Is that what's going on with your?
Hey, I'm looking as stunning as I always have, and he does. I mean, long healed scars across his face and pretty much all of his exposed skin.
I punch him in the shoulder.
Yeah, it's good for you to be back. You make the rounds. We're gonna shove off here in a moment. Pleasure to meet all of the rest of you. Welcome aboard. My name is Damian Hurst. I'm the first mate aboard the Storm's Eye. If you need anything, let me know. You'll have quarters below deck. He gets a slight bow and heads back towards the helm of the ship.
He thinks he's something else.
All right. You all pull your belongings aboard. You're all escorted below deck where you can stow all of your cargo or anything you might be carrying that you wish to stow. The crew members coming up and introducing themselves. As you round below deck, making your way through the galley, a large, pot-bellied man with a shaved head comes pushing out from the kitchens, wearing a dirty and greasy smock. He looks over and says, "Den, welcome. I owe Damien some money. I knew you'd be fine. I didn't know if you were coming back or not.
You bet on me to die.
Not to die, just not to. You hungry?
Extremely.
I'll get some food going. Are these your friends?
Yeah, I introduced my friends.
Nice to meet all of you. Erwin Dusk, culinary genius aboard this vessel and procurer of all things edible for this ship. If you need anything to eat, come to me.
His food's amazing.
You're too nice.
No, I mean, I will lie about a lot of things, and food's not one of them. It's really good.
Well, I'll have supper here and ready in a moment. You all get situated. I'll get things whipped up for you.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you, too. I'm sorry I bet against you.
Well, now you know.
Now I know. He pushes back into the kitchen. A few of the other deckhands and serving boys in the kitchen kind of getting shoved out of the way. He says, "Back to work, all of you," as he moves back through the doorways. You all make your way to your chambers or your quarters. There, as far as everyone but Den, there are 2 rooms with 4 sleeping hammocks each, giving you plenty of a pretty good amount of space to stow your belongings and rest.
I hope it's all right. It's not big, but
it's somewhere to sleep.
It's a bed. You don't get seasick, do you? Good. It's not a big ship, but it's fast.
All right. So, Den, you can stow your belongings in your quarters, where the rest of the group's quarters are as well. What do you all wish to do?
Well, can I go to... I don't know. Someone that's around. I don't know. Someone that's been around for a little bit. On the ship, just pull some crew member aside.
Okay. You pull one of the sort of grizzled human men that works in, not like, doesn't hold a position of importance upon the ship, but it's just one of the crew members. He looks at you and says, "Oh, Den, it's good for you to be back. What do you need?"
Holly's still around.
Yeah?
Where is she?
I guess she'd be above deck.
Fair enough.
Do you need me to help you find her? I assume you still know your way around.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that big of a ship. I just, she's kind of...
She comes and goes.
Yeah.
She should be around here somewhere. You'll find her soon enough, I'm sure.
Mate.
Problem. It's good to have you back.
Missed you.
Missed you too.
Let's play dice. You
I
gotten
don't-
any better?
No,
Good.
I don't think I probably have a couple gold pieces around. Yeah. We're celebrating. I guess I'll see what I can scrounge up. We'll play later.
Go above deck.
Okay. You head back towards the armory. And
Oh, wait. Sado, do you want to see the armory?
Yes.
I mean, everyone else is invited too, but... I have
Okay.
a friend that I think you'd really like to meet.
So you guys all go into the armory. All right. So you make your way above deck, heading towards the bow of the ship. There's a doorway or a set of double doors in there that lead into the armory. As you make your way, you hear a sort of faint whistling coming from inside. And as you enter, you see a fully stocked armory here. There are cutlasses and daggers, freshly forged, lining the walls. Towards the back, there's a stand with probably half a dozen rifles and some pistols also hanging from the walls along the back. And you see, standing towards the far side of the room, standing over a workbench, currently sharpening one of the cutlasses, there is looks to be a sort of a waif-like elven woman, very like almost unnoticeable in the corner. She is just like a wisp of a person off in the corner. She has long brown hair that is braided near the ends. She's wearing looks to be like brown leather armor, but she is weighted down by probably about 30 or 40 pounds of weaponry. She has two holsters with like 6 daggers in them, a cutlass on each hip. She has 2 pistols crossed along her back. And she's currently standing there sort of whistling to herself as she polishes or as she sharpens this blade.
I like creep into the room. It doesn't do much. I'm wearing chainmail.
She creep into the room. She kind of calls over her shoulder. She says, "I told you it's not ready yet. Just wait a moment, okay?"
Holly?
She spins on her heel, looks at you, leans back on the table. "Hello, Den.
Hello, dear.
It's good to see you." You see she starts like blushing as she says, "I didn't know that was you. I didn't know you were back yet." Did we stop?
Yeah. On the edge of Graldar.
What time is it?
No idea.
Can I look at my little orb and tell the time?
Sure. Yeah, you look at it. It's probably almost midday.
It's about midday.
I lost track of time. I've been here all night. Hi, Den.
Hi, Holly.
She comes walking up to you and kind of stands there awkwardly for a moment and then leaps up and gives you a big hug. She releases you and stands there and says, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were here. I feel really bad now. You know how I get lost in things.
Surprise.
Surprise. I missed you.
Missed you.
These your friends?
Yeah. These my friends. Everyone. This is Holly.
Holly Reverie. Nice to meet all of you. I'm the quartermaster, and well, I do all the hard work around the ship, making sure that everybody can shoot and stab things.
She knows weapons.
Yeah, weapon master. Sounds better.
Very cool. These are my friends. I introduce my friends. I specially brought my friend Sadel, who I think would like to speak to you about weapons and things.
Oh, well, that I can talk about. I wasn't sure where you were going. You know how awkward I am talking with people about things. Yeah. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I make weapons myself, and I like to just kind of get an idea of other people's styles and the different kind of work they put into weapons and stuff.
Okay.
See if I can use it to improve my own work.
Yeah. Well, I make all sorts of things. I do blades. I do armor. I even take care of the firearms too. I'm not as good with those, but yeah. I mean, look around if there's anything interesting that you want to look at. I assume you guys probably have access to the stuff here too. Do they have? Are they allowed to use the armory? Den, do you know? Have you talked to Captain? You know, it's fine. You guys can take whatever you want. I'll sign off on it. I'm just gonna ramble then.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I make swords and daggers and the your simple weapons and such, but I do have a sort of specialty, and I unsling my rifle and hand it over.
She looks at it. That is beautiful. Can I hold it?
Of course.
She takes it. Oh, it's lighter than I thought it would be. She goes over. Is this magic? Are these runic engravings along the?
Yes, they are. I guess you probably noticed by now. It doesn't have any ammo, and I don't. I have this pouch here, and show her like the sort of ammo that I have for it.
She looks. She says, "Wait, you don't need black powder for it. It fires magically."
Yep.
You have to show me how you did that. I that would save so much trouble.
Yeah, I'd be glad to.
Could you do it with something bigger, like a cannon?
I'm sure I could give it a shot.
Okay, we have to talk about this later, because if I've been trying to tell Captain that we could do something like this, and I tell her that it's possible, and she says, no, it's not, you can't do it. But I'm telling you, this would be revolutionary for us and our armada here, but we'll talk more later. Well, I guess thank you. And she kind of looks around, kind of sobers up for a second, says, thank all of you. I know you've been traveling with Den for a while, and I was worried about her. And
oh, well, we do our best to keep her safe. And
she does her best to keep us safe.
Well,
yeah, she keeps us safe more often than not.
I know. She can be like that. She kind of nudges Den a bit. Well, I guess should probably eat. I didn't eat anything last night.
Yeah, Owen's making supper for everyone.
Den, I think you still have some stuff in my quarters downstairs that you should probably get before you forget about it.
Oh yeah, yeah, we can do that now.
Okay. I'll meet you on the galley then.
It was a pleasure meeting you.
We'll catch up.
Then you go back down to her quarters downstairs below deck, and she just jumps on you. So yeah, she tells you, she says, I've missed you a lot.
Missed you?
Don't leave like that again. For that long, at least.
That I can't promise.
Well, alright. I understand.
Here right now.
It's been a long few months.
Yeah. I didn't think it would be that long.
Yeah. You don't know about half the shit that's going on right now.
I hope no one died.
No one important. I mean, we picked up a few people. They didn't last very long. You know how it is.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But I'm glad you're okay. I mean, it's what happens, but you probably need to talk to the captain about it. She's got stuff going on and you need to be in the loop, I guess.
Yeah, so everyone wants to do right now is just talk.
Well, I'm fine with not talking.
I hope you've been alright.
Yeah, I've been fine. I had a couple close calls, but it's been okay.
Damien hasn't gotten to you.
No.
You know how he is.
Yeah, I know. No, he's been fine. Well, we got some time, right?
Yeah.
Your friends won't miss you for too long? No? Alright. She locks the door. Fade to black.
Man, Star, look at all this ocean.
It feels good just to be out on the waves, feel the rocking of the boat, as it were.
Boo.
I said the prince wasn't my type.
Yep, just feeling the waves bang up against the side of the boat.
About some time passes, and
A few hours later.
After the sun has set, you all reconvene in the galley, having already eaten lunch and been wondering where Den was. Holly clearly not being good at the time. As you all stand there in awkward silence.
So, everyone, food time, yeah?
We just finished eating.
It's always time for more food.
Can't argue with that.
That was pretty good.
Holly just kind of standing there is like, well, we should probably get back to work then. Good to see you, Den. Rest of you.
Yeah, good talk.
This is stupid. You know we're together, sort of a thing, the rest of you. All right, I'm not going to pretend like it anymore.
What?
All right. Bye. And she just walks off, dropping that bomb and leaving.
Now, Dan, you didn't... I never would have known.
It definitely wasn't completely obvious from your demeanor with each other while talking and seeing after each other again after so long, or...
Listen, I'm not that good at talking.
It's okay. It's part of what makes this so fun.
I'm glad you guys are having a good time.
You can see Den is beginning to turn purple, which is like the Triton blushing.
Holly is very special to me.
Good. It's always good to have somebody like that in your life.
It is.
And smart. And really good with weapons. And I wasn't lying, Sadell. I think you and her can learn a lot from each other.
Oh, I'm sure we could. She just, from the few moments I spent with her, she seems like an incredibly talented person.
But yeah. I said the prince wasn't my type.
I just thought you meant the horns. Those were a bit weird.
I mean, they are kind of weird, but...
Lucy has this in there. Hey!
They elbow him in the ribs.
Ow. That hurt.
She's a special person.
Just make sure she knows she's special before you go anywhere. Don't want to just leave her hanging or anything.
Fair enough. So yeah, pirate ship and all that. It's probably not like the stories, but
Yeah, still exciting.
I should go talk to my captain.
Should we come with you? Or?
I mean, you can.
Sure, I'd like to meet her.
I'm sure there's questions you can ask and things like that. She's gonna want to know what we've been doing. So.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
And she'll be an interesting person.
She did let me leave for way slightly longer than originally intended, so maybe some backup might be good. You guys are like it.
So you all make your way up above deck to the captain's office or quarters. You knock and enter. Den. Captain Windwalker sitting over behind her desk in the far corner of the room. She sees you enter and says, "Oh, come in. I figured you'd be by soon enough. Well, sooner than this. I assume you saw Holly."
Yeah.
Good. Maybe it'll help her focus a bit more. She's been all over the place lately, and, well, you always have a way of focusing her a bit.
So I expect you want to know what I've been doing for a
Yes.
long while.
That was the point of all of this. Please, tell me what you found.
Well, I brought my friends.
And they are welcome here as well.
It's not much of a story without them.
I'm sure.
Tell her everything.
Okay. About 16 4-hour sessions later, you
3 years later.
You tell her the story. Are you leaving anything out?
No, I tell her everything.
Okay.
Especially the fun stuff. And the killing.
She listens, standing occasionally and walking around the cabin. As you finish, she's standing over by the window, looking out. She goes back, she says, "Interesting. Well, it's good to see that that Ondakir and Yvandal won't be making truce anytime soon. War has been good for business, as I'm sure you've heard at this point. Bit about the Tabaxi and the Fae. That's interesting, at least. I can see why you spent so much time there. Well, wasn't a total loss then. You made some good contacts. Perhaps this relationship with the prince might pan out for something. Powerful people like to have things shipped as much as anyone else."
And to be fair, he's a pretty big fan of yours.
Seems like it. How much do you think he'd pay to meet me?
I'd wait quite a bit.
Worth considering. Well, might be good to have a powerful patron, considering what our next endeavor is going to be, which we're going to have to speak about to you in a moment. That's good to hear. Well, I'm sorry for the hardships you had to endure. I'm glad that you had your companions here to help you. You've all done us a great service getting our medic back here in one piece. Well, mostly one piece, it seems.
I came back. I even got the tattoos.
Well, you were lucky that time. Just don't go sticking your hand into any more strange holes.
You know, you live and learn.
Well, that brings us to our next bit of business. You wish to return to Port Onyx. Onyx, correct?
Alex was saying something, but he was muted.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The switch on my thing got stuck, so...
Aw.
I was just... it wasn't important, it was just a really bad joke about Sadell building hands, so carry on. You lost my train of thought.
Oh, she says, you wish to return to Port Onrix, correct?
Yeah, so...
Good. Well, that's our next stop, so sort of works out then. We didn't plan on sailing all the way here before going there, but gives us some time. I've recalled all the ships to the port.
All of them?
Temporarily. Yes. There's a bit of a change going on here. Well, we're expanding. Business has been good. We've had a number of important clients. We're going to be adding some new ships to the fleet, and I need all the captains back in port so that we can work out the logistics of it.
So I expect you're going to be adding a few new ones then?
Mm-hmm. Looks like it. So we'll be working that out, the details of all of it. But it's good for you to return, because we need all hands on deck, so to speak.
Cool.
Yeah. That's about all there is to it. We'll be heading back. Well, we're on our way back now. A few weeks travel, give or take, back in port. Until then, I would appreciate if you would continue on your daily duties here. Try not to have Holly take up all of your time. And, well, it's good for you to be back. We've had some run-ins in the past few months with war fleets and the like. Difficult times, and, well, having a god's blessing upon us, having Seraphine's blessing upon us, I'm sure will help.
Goddess of the sea and all that.
Maybe we'll get some strong winds in our favor.
She looks on you even when I'm not here.
I'll trust you on that one.
So
well,
this new venture.
Yes.
Is there anything else I should know about it?
Not as of yet. It's in the early stages. We're reconvening so I can speak to the other captains and see if they put any names forward about commanders of new ships and the like, so we'll just have to see. I've considered Damien for a post.
He'd be good.
He would. Be missed here. But if I'm going to sacrifice anyone, be that idiot.
He's good at his job.
Good enough. But until then, we're making a straight trip back. Don't wish to take up any more time than necessary. The other ships should be there by the time we return. And from what I hear, none of the other captains should be in port at the time, so we shouldn't have to deal with any of that business. And a cat just opened my door. Get out of here, Minxie.
Love that cat.
Damn bastard.
Don't say that about Minxie.
So, is there any other business that we need to speak on?
Well, I just have a question. I assume at least you're keeping tabs on the other captains.
Of course. Wouldn't be any good at my job if I didn't.
Gold. What's he up to?
What isn't he up to would be the better question. He's got a hand in all places at this point. He's been loaning out his ships as mercenaries for both sides, depending on who offers the most money.
Sounds like him.
Other than that, typical business. I mean, his ships are essentially divided into 3 tasks right now. Some fighting for one side, some another, and the rest are just pirating, sinking whatever vessels they can along the way. All under different flags, of course. Doesn't want anything traced back to him, but
I'm not pay him the most money.
I don't know what he is up to specifically at this point. The diamond hasn't been spotted by any of our scouts for some time.
There's one of his crew members that I'm interested in meeting. A tabaxi, same colors as me, goes by the name of Ice.
Huh. There aren't too many tabaxis sailing within the tribunal. I believe I know who you're speaking of. Goes by the name of Ice Claw from nickname, at least. I know he sails with the diamond. So, reputable warrior within their ranks. I don't know much else about him. Why? Some affiliation?
A score that needs to be settled.
Long story.
Well, I don't plan on picking any fights with gold anytime soon, but should the time come, you're more than welcome to lend a hand.
Do you know if they'll be making port anytime soon? The diamond.
As I said, we've lost track of their movements for a while now. Could be making port anywhere. He hasn't been seen in Port Onrix for years. Send some of his other ships there.
I'm sure someone there knows.
Someone should know. Ask the right people. Fill the right pockets. Somebody will tell you what you need to know. And I'll keep an ear out.
Thank you.
Anything else?
How have you been?
It's been all right. Busy. I miss simpler days. Back when the tribunal was still intact.
You miss having healing around every day.
Miss who?
Healing. Every day.
I don't know what you're talking about. I got along just fine without you here.
Yeah, well.
Yes, it's been difficult not having somebody with your talents on board. Holly tried her hand at mending wounds, and she had an idea with using black powder to cauterize the bleeding, but it didn't catch on. Most of them just preferred to bleed. So that's where we stand now. As of until you arrived, of course. Why can't I remember names right now?
It's been a long day.
Owen has been serving as our medic, given that he has the most experience with blood and woundings.
The cook.
Yes.
The cook is doing your healing while I'm gone.
Yes. It's been awful.
Yeah, we should get another one of me.
That would be a good idea. I've been considering it. Do you have any names to put in for suggestion?
Oh, not off the top of my head. I do have a temple in Port Onrix.
Yes, we've been through there, but most of them are not. They are devout followers under your direction, but sailors and pirates they are not.
We'll see what we can do. One more thing. I know we're sort of on again, off again about Holly's ideas. She has a really good one. It's weapons based.
Is this an idea about the cannons again? She's come to me 6 times in the last week about the cannons.
Okay. My friend Sadell here. Show her the thunder cannon.
I show her the thunder cannon.
Is incredible at both weapons and magic. Just think about it. Just consider it, because the
I'll
two
consider
of
it.
them together.
Well, it's not the idea that I had any problem with. It's the absurd amount of gold that she said it was going to cost in order to do it. If your friend can make it happen without spending any hard-earned money, or at least not an absurd amount of it, then perhaps we can speak on the subject. I mean, I'd have to sell 4 or 5 ships just to pay for one of these bloody cannons she keeps going on about.
No, that's too much. But if we put the two of them together, like, did you see Dida?
Yes, I saw the one with the long neck, or is that the tiefling?
No. The creature.
Oh, okay, yes.
You see us as my friend.
I don't know.
Everyone in this country is racist. No, he built that with just like scraps and magic and a little bit of muscle.
Well, why don't we speak on it more in the coming weeks and see what you can price me as far as whether or not this will be feasible. I'm pretty loose when it comes to spending money on, as you well know, Den, but there are certain lines that even I find reckless to cross.
If we can do it for a reasonable price, I think... I mean, I don't like to speak for other people, but I mean, Sadell, magic cannons.
I'm sure I could get something worked out.
All right, then. Well, we'll speak more on it. You've convinced me, I guess. I'm sure Holly will be happy. The two of you.
I'm around.
True. The two of you. I just don't know what I'm going to do with. All right. Well, I need sleep, so get out.
My liege. Whatever it is we're calling you now.
Shut up, fish. Get some sleep.
I get out.
All right. I'll leave the cabins, heading off to your own, or the captain's quarters, heading off to your own cabins. Anything else you guys like to do?
I'd show them around the ship. These are pirates. These are my friends. I'd show them stuff. I don't know.
Okay. So the next morning you wake, the ships weigh anchor and head off towards, or set sail towards southern Graldar, through Lendal Strait up towards the Sundered Deep. As was said previously, it's going to be probably about 6 weeks or so till you reach your destination. So you'll have plenty of time to do anything you wish to do on the journey. And we'll speak more on that later. We'll go ahead and call it here for tonight. I know. But this is a big sort of time jump, and I think it'd be good to have to speak with everyone, make sure they're doing whatever they want to do during that time. So I think, we'll go ahead and call it here. Savannah, you want to do your thing?
Yeah, stuff.
Wow.
I know, I'm just a mess here.
We use stuff and things on this stream. Yes, if you're watching our stream out there, thank you, everyone that's been here every week. We love you. People that have just joined us in the past couple of weeks, we do see a couple of you in chat. Thanks for hanging out. We're so glad that you're enjoying our stream. You can catch up on all of our D&D shenanigans on our YouTube, which is at the bottom of our wonderful overlay. Speaking of overlays, if you like our overlays, I didn't get to show any maps this session.
Oh, no.
I'll go ahead and show our Graldar map, because that's what I have pulled up.
Well, here, I'll put up the... I'm going to put up the main map because we're
put up the big
out of
map.
Graldar at this point.
We have a big map if you're still out there hanging around.
Or watching on YouTube, and you haven't turned us off by now. Should be up.
I don't know. There it is. Look at that. That's our world map. Speaking of overlays and maps and all of that stuff, if you like that kind of thing, all of our maps, Sean makes those for us, our wonderful DM who's over here beside my face on that side. You guys can't see it, but I can't. It's funny if you're watching. Sean makes all of those for us using Incarnate map making software. It's great. It's cool. Check it out if you're a map needing or map loving person. He has all of these cool maps that all of you have yet to see, so stick around for the stream. We'll do a lot more adventuring, see a lot more cool maps. Check out Incarnate. It's a great software. Really fun map making type of thing. All of our music, which we use a lot of, is from Incomptech. That's royalty-free music you could use for all of your D&D streams and games and fun stuff, even if you're just playing at home. There's tons of music on there, every genre you could think of. So check out Incomptech as well. All of our overlays are made by our player, Sarah, who's not here today because she's out of town, and I think she'll be gone next week too, and then she'll be back. But she's still on Twitter and stuff like that. So if you like our overlays, if you're looking to have an overlay made for your stream or your game, contact her. I was looking to see her Twitter overlay. Her Twitter handle is above where her face would normally be, over there at ErskineSC. So contact her on Twitter. She's great at this stuff. All of our character art, which I tweeted on the Survivors Complex Twitter during the break, is by our awesome friend Julie. If you're interested in her art and knowing about when she opens commissions and things like that, just contact any of us or Survivor Complex or YouPickGaming on Twitter, and we can get you in contact with her. I feel like I'm leaving something out. But in the meantime, subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/YouPickGaming. Follow us on Twitter, both YouPickGaming and Survivor Complex without the S, because Twitter handles are a fun, ethereal kind of thing that exists.
It was either Survivor Complex or Survivors Complet, and
we chose to have the X.
X is definitely the cooler letter of the two.
Yeah.
So that was the important letter to us. And then follow us here on twitch.tv/YouPickGaming, and you can now subscribe, get our awesome custom emote, and access to all of our VODs and all of that other fun stuff here on Twitch. If you're still out there watching, in addition to all of that stuff, YouPickGaming is looking to add some more fun games and streams to our channel. So if you're a cool person, if you're a fun gamer, if you like to stream, let us know. We'd love to talk to you about adding your game or group to our channel here.
And like I said, for the low payment of
10 million Bitcoin, you can join our stream. But seriously, cool streamers, fun streamers, small streamers, all that stuff. We're looking to, build up a community here and things like that. So if you or someone you know is interested in streaming fun games and nerd and geek stuff, let us know, and we'd love to talk to you about it.
Or if you're just a Ghostbuster and like streams in general. Then...
Yeah, Ghostbusters are welcome here.
Don't cross the streams, though. Could be bad.
Yeah. All right. So I want to thank you for joining, for watching us this week. I know it's kind of been a little bit hectic only having 3 people here, and I think it's been a lot of focus on the 3 of you. It's been really fun.
I thought we did great. Personally.
You guys did great. The skeleton crew killed it. So
I think if in future, if it is just us, we need to have like a small time pirate ship that is just the skeleton crew manning it.
We should buy a pirate ship.
We'll see. I'll quote you some prices. All right,
10 million Bitcoin.
But come and join us next week. We'll have everyone but Kyle here, and of course Rachel is still going to be gone for a foreseeable future, for a little while. Hopefully have her back soon. Miss you, Rachel. But we should at least have one more player next week. So come out, check us out, and until then, good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.